Hi, advanced band students. This is your practicing time for the week of March 27th. Hope you've been able to do last week and also the listening. If you haven't caught up with that yet, there's some really great stuff to listen to, so make sure you do that. We're going to jump in with talking about some things up here on the board and also playing. In interest of time, this video I don't want to go too long, so you should be practicing your concert C major scale, trumpets and clarinets. Remember that's D that you are playing, and A, and tenor sax also, and concert A harmonic minor, and then B for those other instruments. So today what we'll do is get started with number 57, and we'll also work on number 60, and we'll also talk about all this up here as some terms that you should be looking at for the next few weeks. All right, so let's get started with number 57 in the Green Book, and that is on page 14. I'll give you a chance to get there, and while you're getting there, we've been talking about the Renaissance off and on. The Renaissance is a time period around the 1500s, the 1500s up to 1650. It's a time where people are playing, the common people have access now to printed music, and it's not just music for the churches, so you have a different kind of style, minstrels, music that is poetic and enjoyable. Lots of dance music come from this time. But the typical description of the Renaissance period is that it was still very simple, even though you have polyphony, more melodies coming in, not just one melody like in the Middle Ages. Now you have more, but it's still very simple and beautiful, and also lots of great composers from this time period. So number 57 is a French title, Bergeret Saint Roch, and you have, it's called Boss Dance up in the top right corner. So this is a typical type of dance melody that people would be enjoying. So it does have a repeat. I'm going to play it very slow compared to how it should really be played. Probably should be more like dum da 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 dum dum dum, but today you might be sight reading, so let's slow it down a little bit. 3/4 time. Look at your key signature in the key of concert F. Clarinets, tenor saxophones, trumpets have 1 sharp. Make sure you're playing that low F sharp clarinets. All right, and 3/4 time, 3 beats per measure. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2. Feel free to back me up if you need to play a few times to get it, or maybe more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sounds really dancey, huh? Let's go to page 15, Green Book. And this is in moderato, which is like a walking speed. And go for excellence, because oftentimes go for excellence ones are the ones a little more harder. So take a look at the articulations that we have here. You'll see the tonguing is slur 2, tongue 2. So be careful with that. Keep your air supply going and make your fingers a little more mechanical to be very even. Slides for trombones, make sure that you're using wrist and elbow, but not a lot of arm. Think about more wrist. And then you'll see the word simile. Simile means the same articulations that you saw before. So the last two measures are still slur 2, tongue 2. Okay, I'm going to play this 2 times through. I might go a little too fast, so feel free to back me up. Practice it without me for a while until you can get it in time. Lots of skips in there. All right, so clarinets. Everybody remember we're in concert B flat, clarinets, tenor sax, trumpets, concert C for you, or key of C for you, not concert. All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's talk about some terms that we have. On page 16, you'll see a trill. Some of you have that, some of you may not have those terms, but a trill is basically going up a whole step, usually to the next note. If I'm going to trill, one way to practice is to start out slow and to then gradually build up speed. So clarinets especially, you're going to have this a little bit more than the other instruments. So use your air, push your air through to make the trill come out faster. And of course, I've been doing trills for years. It'll be a little clunky at first. The more you practice, the better you get, pretty much for everything. All right, on page 17, we talk about 9/8 time. 9 beats per measure, 8th notes gets the beat. Also, you've heard of 6/8 time and 3/8 time. And it gets to be a little bit easier the more you do them, because if the bottom note is going to be the same, it really is just a similar feeling for the number of beats per measure. So in 9/8 time, it's kind of like feeling 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only you add another triplet, 7, 8, 9. So you'll see here is what a typical 9/8 bar would look like of just 8th notes. You group them in threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you jump past this word and go to 16th notes, this might look like a lot of black stuff going on, but this is the differences when you see 16th notes in any of these time signatures with 8 on the bottom. You have 2 16th notes per every beat. So an 8th note is 1 beat, so you can put 2 16th notes in that. So we would count 3/8, 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then 6/8, well, now you have twice as many numbers, but the same idea. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. And for 9/8, I got tired of writing. Same. So you'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and. So 16th notes in the time signatures with 8 on the bottom are each a half a beat. You can put 2 16th notes in 1 8th note. 2 16th notes for 1 beat. Okay? And we're going to talk about grazioso off and on, and that means gracefully. Some of your songs have that. You'll see that term in the Green Book. All right. Solo Ensemble Festival for middle schoolers, in case you're wondering. Yes, you should still be practicing. And at this point, we're just hoping May 9th is our Solo Ensemble Festival. Don't stop practicing. You don't want to be caught all of a sudden having to get it ready if you haven't been practicing that. If you need a lesson, I'm happy to do some online lessons. So have your parents email me. All right. At this point, if you are a 7th or 8th grader, you can turn me off. If not, in your 9th and 10th, we're going to go to the artistry book on page 14. Kind of challenging, but definitely doable. So turn to page 14. You can put me on pause because I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start on chorale, and I'm going to play the top line. Now, it's a little confusing looking at first. So remember, if you have notes with stems, the stems that point up are going to be the top part, and the stems that point down are going to be the bottom part. Whole notes don't have stems, so you just have to find where that whole note is going. And if you look in measure 2, you'll see measure 2, the whole note carries on for the top part, or for the bottom part, and then it goes to the top part again for measure 3. So if I'm the top part, which I'm going to play now, I have to follow the stems going up. Okay, here we go, chorale. And feel free to play the bottom part if you want. I'm going to play the top part. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to start again because those stems are really confusing. I got to the end of the first line. Let's go again to the beginning. Here we go. I'm going to play the top as best I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry again, I had to stop in the middle there. Look at your key signature. It starts out sounding like it's supposed to be some certain way, but then you have to change and quickly make sure you're playing the right flats. Okay, let's go to scale study. What do you notice here as being tricky? All the time signature changes. Are there any time signatures that don't have a 4 on the bottom? No. All of them have a 4 on the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep the quarter note constant through here. And as we go, we're just thinking of quarter note gets the beat. Okay? Whether we're 6/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, whatever. Okay. Here we go. We're going to start after the whole notes. Scale study. 1 and 2 and 3. Hopefully that wasn't too hard. All right, scale harmony. I will play the top. Let's go a little quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. right, be careful of that tie. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 measures and 3 measures from the end. All right, let's go to the C minor concert harmonic minor scale at the bottom. Look at your key signature. Make sure you get the flats if you have flats in there. All right, I'm going to play the bottom. Play the bottom most of the time whenever you have a choice. It's usually easy to sound good on that. And then as you get more warmed up, try the top. Here we go, last thing. Let's do 1 and 2 and ready and. Yay! You did it! All right, happy practicing, and I'll see you next time.